So today I want to take us quickly through an overview of Permaledger. Permaledger is two words basically: ledger, which is a typical ledger except it's web-based, and perma is for permaculture. So it's a ledger of urban and rural permaculture in and around Eugene, Oregon, in the United States. So the three main features that I'm going to go through. The first one is logs. So this is the basic operation of Permaledger. Everything is date time stamped in a log, which is then subdivided into various different logs, which I'll run through quickly. Activities are things that we've done that we want to record. Births, if we have animals. I had chickens at one point and used that. Harvests are obviously when we harvest what we're growing, and I also add things like collecting eggs in there. Inputs are things we bring into the operation, such as chicken food, or we brought dolomite lime in lately for our tomato beds. Maintenance is anything that we do to the equipment or buildings that we may use. We can record that. Medical, usually that relates to animals and things that that we may have to do there. Observations, things that we see. New growings popping up and so on and so forth. Purchases, anything we buy to bring into the operation, whether it be seeds and other such things, soil for instance. Sales are the opposite, when things are output, and in here I don't just log sales, I log trades and so on. Seedings are when we put seeds into the ground or into soil trays. Soil tests, pretty self-explanatory. It's good to keep an idea, a log of that, because you can see if we're improving, which we're trying to. Trainings is a new feature where we'll be doing permaculture training, not the typical 72-hour PDC, but shorter trainings. Transplantings, when we move things from trays into the soil or from soil to different beds. Water tests, obviously when we're testing water for its efficacy, and worker health, that's if we have people working with us to keep a track with their permission, and that's really important of any health issues that occur. Then the next section is assets, which is the main assets that we use in the day-to-day operation of a food growing, producing operation. So we've got compost here. Obviously plantings are actually the seeds that we keep on hand. We've got 670 different kinds of seeds at the moment. That'll just increase. Animals, I mentioned earlier, in my case it would be chickens. Equipment, that's things that we use obviously in the day-to-day operation. We can track what we're doing with them, and this sort of also as an adjunct to maintenance. And sensors, very important. That's a new feature we'll be bringing in, so we can bring in sensor data directly into Permaledger, which is really important. Next main area, I'm going to go into all these individually eventually, is areas, and that's where we can record all properties that are partaking in the Permaledger Incredible Edible Eugene systems. We've got most of these here are in Eugene or around Eugene, but there are some further flung. We've been exchanging a lot of seed with other people, for instance. And as I say, I'm going to go into all these in greater detail. The top entry on this page here, Annie Mims Gardens, North Maxwell Road, Eugene. That's really our main dedicated project at the moment, and a lot has gone on there. There's a lot of individual videos for that place. Lots of incredible growings. Just had some tremendous Hopi Navajo corn that we harvested. Absolutely beautiful. Some of the most beautiful corn I've ever seen. And at the end of it all, our main goal is to improve soils, to save seeds, and to harvest food and produce food in that order. So soils improvement is number one goal, seed saving number two, and food harvest and supply number three. So I've tried to keep this short. I'm going to try and keep all these videos around 5 minutes, because it's a lot easier, I think, for people to be able to get something from them. So thank you for listening, and that's it for today. Seed to Seed, Permaledger.